and welcome to another episode of War Section Blue. Now, first of all, you may answer. How the hell was there no video in 2 weeks? To answer that, well, I know I'm getting a lot of excuses, but to be honest, I do not care. Because I never lie, of course. But, basically, I had many bad things happen in my life. Such as losing a member of my family and basically being out of the country for 5 days and having family issues. So it all took time, but don't worry. Now I came back to making videos at the perfect timing, of course, 2 days before my school starts, so I will have like a bunch of time, sarcastically of course, to make videos. Now the Europe video is still in the making, sadly. It will take a bit of time. Maybe even a month, to be honest, because in 2 weeks I will have exams and I really need to prepare because school is important, remember kids. But I've came up with another idea that's quite much easier to make. It requires a bit of effort, of course, like all of my videos. But the most important thing is that it will take less time to produce. So you will see it in maybe a week, maybe longer, depends on how life goes, you know, all of that. But so since there was no weekly videos, I will plan to, maybe not tomorrow, because tomorrow I have a lot of schoolwork, I need to write assignment and stuff, but at Saturday I will try to record like 4 videos and will maybe make a marathon, a video a day for 4 days. I think that would be cool and you will enjoy that, guys. So, going back into the game, we have Mafusze against the babe. That babe, of course, is no one else than Sashkorin, changing his nickname for fun. But in the end, it is Mafusze against Sashkorin. We all remember the old game where Sashkorin was crying about losing to Mafusze. Or do we? Did I make a video on that or not? I'm not sure. Oh, I feel like maybe I haven't because it was such a boring game. But whatever. Basically, if I haven't made this video, Sashkorin lost and was crying. And it was like 2 months ago. So now he improved. And let's see how it changes. Keep in mind, this is the update where Boba Crash got deleted from the game and is no longer usable to most points. So Mafusze is way stronger right now because the best strat against him got deleted for some reason, so his tower defense will be even stronger. Weak house placement, getting pop capped should have been there, faster scouting or here, just house too late, of course. But Sashkorin hasn't made this mistake and is at 2 more workers, which is a big advantage, wouldn't you say? Maybe he's 0-0, but his production is faster. So in the end he will have more resources. Yes. 6 on berries, perfect, and rest on woodline. Oh no. And all of his work and lead will go away now. He forgot queuing workers. And now he just saw it, he's down like 2 workers, so it's 60-60, so he lost 2 workers. And it's like, oh my god, I am stupid, what have I done? And yes, you are quite stupid, Sashkorin. Of course, joking, we both are good friends. I wouldn't mean anything rude to him. Only in a joking manner. You can believe me, I never lie. I haven't lied like 2 millennia, maybe. And that's coming, to be honest, from no one. But you can trust me, that's enough. We can see that Mafusze has scouted his fields, which is quite advantageous. But so this Sashkorin right now, he will be a tiny bit slower. But I'm pretty sure in the end it will be alright. The workers are going in. 4 workers, both upgrades taken. And 4 workers, we can count it. And only 1 upgrade taken. So that's why, as you can see, Sashkorin is in the lead with resources. People always hate on the berry upgrade, but I still stand my ground. It is a very good upgrade. Please take it when you have the chance to. It is very, very good. Gives you such an advantage on the berries. Like, look at this. 1.1 against 1.3. It's that too at Stone Age. But the tiger isn't an advantage. No. So Sashkorin will have to sacrifice his woodline now for the warriors. Warrior play, I have to admit, it's a smart choice against Mafusze, especially when his playstyle is like this, just building up, tower defending and getting some warriors from Mafusze. Okay, that's new. So basically what he's trying to do is he protects himself to the point where it's nearly impossible to hit him, and he rushes the enemy. Oh, but look at this, Sashkorin was faster, so Mafusze has unupgraded warriors. Okay, 1 upgrade there is. There we go. And Sashkorin, to be honest, he has kind of trash amount of warriors. But remember, Mafusze is fast Europe. So actually he was he was a bit fast, 48 workers. Oh, that's because of the pop cap. So yeah, he was 50 worker Europe. But even though it's like 9 warriors, they did an amazing job. Look at this. 8 workers down. With what, 9 warriors? I feel like that's a very great job from Sashkorin. And now Mafusze, that is struggling with our resources and making this upgrade despite struggling with our resources, and making this upgrade despite struggling with our resources, and making warriors despite struggling with our resources, and not having upgraded workers despite struggling with our resources, is pushing with an army of still not fully upgraded warriors, but like a few seconds fully, against Sashkorin, who is 43, who is higher in workers, not by a lot. I think also by this mistake where he wasn't making workers. Okay, here you can see why this game is lag based. Right here. This is why this game is lag based, especially on the early times of the game. Have you ever noticed how many times you were on 0 resources? Yeah, imagine if you had 2 more workers. Thank you, animals. Thank you. And let's ignore the fact that your whole army is like half HP by the time it reaches your enemy. Yeah, that's a great game design, wow. It's a good way to stop team game players from rushing and add some action into the game. And at the start of the game it's kinda quirky, I admit. But imagine playing over 10,000 games of war selection, and every single one, or most of them, is just the same. Getting killed by animals, which you can do nothing about. Until you get units or bivouacs, or have to put 10 workers to fight. So basically you ruin your economy because 10 workers that are fighting are not working, so they are as well count as dead while fighting. Imagine that you have to have less eco than your enemy just because you were unlucky and met the animal. Let's say you start in a spawn, it's even, yes, and you might be like, oh, but the game has symmetry. Oh, I missed some Mafusze losing his workers. I will continue on that later, but he's 52 workers against, that's 10, 53. Oh, so Sashkorin managed to lose more. I think he was pop capped. But still some more warriors are going in. If he goes there, he will do some... Oh, yes, nice. Anyways, going back to my argument, Mafusze is kinda losing time going around like this, but it's actually for his well-being, because he likes playing tower defense, so he would just have them running. And if Sashkorin focuses on them, he will just go up next age and will have a superior army than Sashkorin. But anyways, imagine that your base is even, and you might be saying that, oh, but my enemy has symmetry, so he will also get hurt by animals, so it makes it fair. The person that can handle it better wins, right? Oh, you will be so wrong. The map is even, however, the mindset isn't. If you start the game and there are two ways, left or right, and on the right side is an alligator and a tiger, and on the left side there's nothing, I think it's fair to call it a 50-50. Now let's say you go left, so you win an advantage, and the opponent goes right, so he meets the animals and, well, loses workers and time and everything. So he's basically back in the game because, based on luck, he went the other way. And you might say skill issue, but if you do, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, okay, he picked wrong on an RNG basis, yeah. But I'm sure all of you agree with me. And the ones that like animals in the game either haven't had enough time spent in it, or are masochists. And even the bad kind of ones, because masochists at least enjoy pain, and this is just pure annoyance and hellfire. But anyways, after my long talk, there hasn't been much in the game besides just pushing in and out by Mafusze. Sadly, most of the Mafusze games are boring to watch because he just defends, and only really pushes in IR. So yeah, Mafusze style is kinda boring to watch and boring to commentate. But at the same time, Sashkorin has a very nice to watch style and enjoyable. So it evens out. I'm sure Sashkorin will show us a few things, but so far he's going for the normal Archer meta, and because of his fishing, he decides to go East Asia. Good choice. To be honest, at this map, West Asia would be perfect as well, because there are like no terrain blockade, and the one that exists just gives you a higher advantage. So basically, it's a perfect map to push with ballistas. But at the same time, you can just go East Asia and go for Mounted Samurai. And it's what? It's 60 minutes of the game, and Mafusze is still pushing with warriors. And so far he got a few kills. It's... what is it? 40... 50... 54. So low to 59 and 4 bots. So already we see that Sashkorin is very back in the game, and as Asia it's even worse. But you may say that, oh my god, they are both pro players. There's no way for Sashkorin to win, right? Because when you're a pro player, everything counts, every single worker, and the next pro player can use it. But watch this. There are a few Asian towers there, right? Like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Asian towers. You might say, alright, but what does it mean? It means that Sashkorin spent resources to make them. So what's my point? He spent a little amount because he's like, Asian towers aren't expensive, let's be honest. And yet they helped him a bit. I mean, they have like minimal kills, but it's always something. But when you make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I count this? Yes, I did. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. Did I count this? Wait, once more. 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, 14, 18. When you make 18 towers as Europe, there's something wrong with you, man. Like, you're forcing yourself to be back in time because all of those resources could go into faster aging or into army. Because, like, damn, it's what is it, 6,000 wood? Even more? And also food? So at this point you could have 7,000, maybe 8,000, and push with a good army and actually have production buildings. But instead of doing that, he went full defense. So basically he's playing SimCity right now, making another 2 towers basically. So the opponent cannot really push him because everything will die, and all he can do is proxy. So the opponent is forced to either go next age, which is worse because it's Asia, or make proxy, which is kinda boring. And Mafusze has to just go next age. And as you can see, you go with archers, but the towers are fairly strong in large amounts. So you harass some eco, you got some workers, it's nice. But most of it, it's like the worker loss is due to Mafusze playing poorly and not macroing them well. And now imagine what will happen if those towers get upgraded. Basically, all the archers will get one-shot. But thankfully Mafusze has lost a bunch of workers and is at 48, but 11 boats. Good job, Mafusze. Boats are very strong as well. And Sashkorin keeps harassing his eco, but it's 48 to 56, 7, 8, 58, and only 2 boats. So despite the boats being fairly weak, and Sashkorin's eco being not so strong due to him being Asia, and those shenanigans. Yeah, the spread is much worse at Sashkorin, and also the warehouse upgrades are very strong. There goes a heavy archer, heavy spearman push. Pretty alright, although going for the barracks is very much a waste of it. And look at this. Would you ever want to play against this strategy? Not only is it toxic, but also boring to play. Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't. Like, let's take a look at his resource. It's still 400. He can still upgrade more towers. They still got them 15 damage. And what is it, 38? So they deal twice the damage, but the second attack is crossbow damage. So the DPS per second should be divided by 3, that's 10. Basically it's 13, 15, 20, 28 damage per second. Compared to like 10, and there's no upgraded, but basically 28 you multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and you have your number, which is above 300, of course, damage per second. And you're not going to stand in this all, of course, don't get me wrong, but in this place it will stand at around like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7-ish towers, and it's not nice. And now he gets trebuchets to further play tower defense in one section. And just goes for resource spam. Now, thankfully for Sashkorin, this map has barely any resources, so this strategy won't work for long for Mafusze, unless he makes no army. And as you can see, Mafusze has no army whatsoever, so he doesn't really need to. He lost some workers, but with Sashkorin having such a weak eco by playing Asia and not well taking care of this, only few workers here and one doesn't even work properly, he's really hitting an arrow into his foot. Or even knee, whatever you say. The boats are carrying pretty hard though. I feel like it's about time you upgrade 2 more workers from the farm into his eco. But what can Sashkorin do right now? You might say like, oh my god, this is broken. What the hell can he do? And there are 2 types of people on this place right now. Some will say that Sashkorin lost the game because, oh my god, the strategy is OP, there's no way he can do anything because he goes in, he dies. There's the other type of people who will be cocky and say, well, it's easy, Sashkorin makes head cannons and wins. How easy is that? Sadly, when Sashkorin makes hand cannons, Mafusze can just get trebuchets and spam archers like this, which are now cheaper by 10. And their time got decreased, so his strategy got buffed. Very strong Mafusze update. And what would you know, hand cannons just die very, very easily. And by division advantage too, Mafusze can get his own cannons later, or even onagers. And basically there's no way you can go close to him. So, what can you do to win? You can get mountain samurais and snap at his eco bit by bit. They are good because they don't really cost any wood. Or if you're Europe, go cuirassiers and just pick off on workers. That way, make sure to go IR faster and spam balloons. If Mafusze is second medieval with no IR, it will be GG. Because he cannot have balloons with those towers, you will just put your balloons on the wood line or on the foot and make sure you have everything scouted so you see if he makes a new one and just deny his eco, and then you make an army, get a better eco. He doesn't really push you because it's Mafusze and it's GG. He cannot really do anything about that. Now he's at 66 workers against 80, 81 and a bunch of boats. So Sashkorin is actually taking full advantage of Mafusze not attacking him and going full naval / eco. But now he has to be careful because those 4 boats are just not working. Please fix it. They are working. Macarena. Okay, now he fixed it, yes. Very nice, very nice. He upgraded, I think, most of his workers here, which is good. Although he has to send some workers, this would die. And now, you see this? Mafusze is making shit ships. So now must be the moment he will play aggressive, right? He goes from the naval and pushes a bit from the, well, area, ground side, so that Sashkorin has nothing to defend this with because he has full eco pop. You're wrong. Mafusze will either now stay and protect his middle or push and die to warships. So basically Mafusze will play like this the whole game and just defend until his towers will be here. So yes, this update is very good for him, but yes, this strategy is very easy to counter, just as long as you know what you're doing. A hard push with catapults can destroy Mafusze totally. And of course, against Mafusze you need to be a good player, keep in mind, because you actually need to know how to pass age while making army. But that's his problem. Bad players or medium players have no chance of winning against him, 0. But good players have a 90% of winning against him, or maybe even higher, because his strat is so easy to counter for people that just play well. Keep making army, keep going up the ridge, and Mafusze will lose to you because he spends too much resources on his towers, and if he makes army while making those towers, he cannot go next age. And as you can see, just like I said, Mafusze second medieval, and Sashkorin is industrial with a bunch of resources. Yay! He does make mounted samurai, which is fairly good. I mean, very good. All of those workers might as well die by now. And he gets the matching card trawlers, which is super nice, very good. And Mafusze goes his bombardier ships. He's the only player I think that likes playing naval maps, which I hate. So I guess I might never win against Mafusze on naval, because whenever and this is the special Mafusze play, making those towers under the enemy. But you can see how effective it is against a person that actually plays the game. Yeah, right now he focuses on something he shouldn't focus, so obviously this is going like this. But imagine all those mounted samurai go into this and into this. Basically it's all that. Just watch. All that. The machine gun towers will go in. Of course, Sashkorin is struggling with food, and it's not his problem. I mean, it is. But I think he played this perfectly, besides iron. Because when you go IR, basically suck at food at the start, you really need to get a bunch of food. Food expensive, food costly things, and you just get fucked. And Mafusze did go IR, but he forgot about the upgrade. And 60 workers with 0 boats against a whole World War II economy. So basically, although he has towers, and although he's making anti-air, he has, well, to be honest, really nothing. And Sashkorin can just... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sashkorin makes military aerostats, but he forgot making cannons. Actually, he didn't, sorry, it's not West Asia. So yes, right now Sashkorin has to spam balloons, make cannons, and get vision, and push him, and Mafusze cannot just win. There's nothing he will be able to do. As you can see, a single military aerostat that is now not so good. It's useful, I mean, okay. But besides, before the nerfs, it's like, compared to what it used to be, it's terrible. And now that Sashkorin got the sea, imagine what happens when he gets the destroyer. Basically, 4 destroyers, pium pium pium. Mafusze is like wah wah wah. And the workers are still going down. Yeah, 37 workers. Oh, perfect timing. Yeah, and this is all basically Mafusze defense, make some small pushes just to be annoying, just to give him some time. But as long as you yourself keep steady, stay frosty, and know what you're doing, make sure to snap on Mafushe's weak points, you will always win the game against him. But of course you need macro, you need game sense, you need everything. So you need to be basically good at the game, and then you can win against Mafusze 90% of the time. Because although Mafusze is good, he plays the same game every strat. And this strat is nowhere to be good against good players, it's just a noob killer strat. So not only is it very, very predictable, but also it kinda kills him against better players. So, thank you for watching this video, guys. And I will most likely, I am not sure, but most likely I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day and goodbye.